Hi, this is David with entry number 455, 56, something like that, coming at you here in Kunming at around 11:30 a.m. I'm just finishing up the last bit of lesson planning for the week, and feeling pretty good about where we're heading, because I only have about 4 weeks, but then I have like my farewell reunion, which is kind of like a get-together for everyone leaving Korea from the talk program. I really only have about 3 weeks, 3.5 weeks of classes. I still don't really know if I'm doing a winter camp, but if I do, it might only be a week long, which I'm not going to sweat over. So it's basically, if I do a winter camp, it's 3 hours a day, and that's done. So not really worried about that stuff. I've given the school, almost a year and a half of my life, so I really hope that they understand and they're not really strict with keeping me at school for the time where I don't have to be, because technically they could hold me there until I leave for Singapore, but I think the vice principal is kind of lackadaisical about the way the program's going now, so I don't really expect her to be too strict on my contract obligations. In other news, in more troubling news, I should say, over the last 6 months to a year, we've been kind of obligated to pay into the National Pension Service here, or like the retirement plan they have for Korean citizens, because most of us, if not all of us, will not be retiring here in Korea. It's kind of a crapshoot. So luckily Americans and a few other people from other countries get to have their money returned to them in a lump sum refund. Now it turns out that I had suspected that the school was paying for half, like I had gotten word from by the head coordinator, and the other half was getting taken out of my account automatically. Apparently this wasn't the case, and I was getting billed, but I was not receiving the bills, so they were just stacking up somewhere in eSpace. And now, yesterday, or when I came home on Friday or Saturday, I had a big bill waiting for me, and it was 1.4 million won, or about $1,200 American. So now I have to figure out how I'm going to pay this. There's two things I need to figure out. One, if that 1.4 million won includes penalty fees, and if so, I think I really don't want to pay those because I wasn't receiving the bills. And part two is whether or not I get the full amount I pay in returned to me when I leave. Now, I don't have a problem paying the 1.4 million won, but I just want to make sure that I get returned to me the 1.4 million won. I don't want to leave the government any money, because that's all my money that I've worked for, and I'm not going to be retiring here, so I don't want to leave it in the country. I want it back, essentially. So those are my stipulations, essentially. I hope they're not very ridiculous, because I can give them all the money right now. They just have to make sure that I get it all back. So so it's a bit of a conundrum. I'll let you know tomorrow how it's handled. I'm meeting with my mentor teacher when I get into school, so hopefully we can sort out this problem quickly, because I don't want it hanging over my head when time is closer. When it becomes closer to the time I leave. So hopefully it all gets resolved relatively quickly.